Forgotten City. Since the content creator, the makers of the game, wanted to point it out, I will of course point it out as well. Please help us avoid spoilers. Dear content creators, as you'll discover, this game is full of intrigue and plot twists. Please give your audience a spoiler warning before sharing content from beyond the White Hallway, so that interested players can fully enjoy the experience for themselves if they wish to. Sincerely, the Modern Storyteller team. So, now that you have that, if you want to watch, that is for you to, watch at your own risk of being spoiled. That being said, let's get to it, shall we? There have been a lot of developments in the amount of time that I played, and boy has it been quite a ride. Alright. That's right, Achievement unlocked, Treasure Hunter. Find treasure using the golden bow. 250 Denaris. What do you do up here? I don't know if you can hear it, but whenever you pass by a statue and you're not sneaking, you can just barely hear a sound when they're turning their heads. Boy, is it just unnerving.
Salve, friend. I'm welcome. That's good, in a sense. If you're not on edge, you've not been... Well, we've all been where you... I used to lay awake at night, contemplating the big question. I still don't have any of the answers. All right, well,
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there.
That's the idea.
What?
Why do you think...
I know. Please.
I'm sorry.
Please, help him. If he goes through... Thank you.
You know about that? How... Well, you don't understand. It's too late for that. If I backed out now, I... Oh, really? But we're still in debt bond. Yulia and I are in debt bond. So... No, I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Orpheus, no! That was not... I'll have to let her... And I'd best...
Magistrate, yes, yes, thank you, that's right. Lighted and deeply honored. Thank you. And now... And now, I make this solemn promise. Under my leadership, I will enjoy this time. A day of celebration, I hereby announce a day of celebration in Ovania. Yes, yes, Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate. Yes. Thank you. And now, I make this solemn.
We're finally alone. I assume you... We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is a... I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the... Is that about right? Ah, look, it's unfortunate, but all that... Now, I assume you'll... I've had plenty of time to think about it. I've always considered my guiding star. Our survival and prosperity have always hinged up. Give the gods what they want, and we all... The real enemy in this place is not the golden rule, but I trust... If I did, I'd have... Sextus Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians. It's a cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my command. This was my uniform. As magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to survive long enough to create the portal for you. So it seemed prudent. My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now, the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest. I was elected 7 months ago, uncontested because of my command. They're supposed to be annual, but unfortunately it just... Very well. Ask them. Good. Now, of course. Well, if you stopped one person from breaking it and you're... Allow me to explain. When I discovered the ritual to Proserpina, the instructions came... The crux of it is this. If you do anything to change the course of history in such a way that your very being... To illustrate, when the Golden Rule is broken, if you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then I will have no reason to open... The same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertently, allowed me to die. If either of those things were to happen, I am given to understand, you would be flung back to your original time. So the fact that you are still here means someone is going to break the Golden Rule, and there is yet work... Excellent. It looks like you'll have to continue. Thank you.
And it goes
Oh,
on.
don't mind me. I just live here. Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop. Ugh, what is it with you? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared? Why? Because I'm on this couch and not pacing about the villa, wasting energy. I hope you're not insinuating. Ugh, you're awful. Get out of...
I still need to check out that place. Behind the elf.
On your best behavior, I trust? What is it, citizen? Not that it's any of your business. Unfortunately, see, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery. The man's a savage. But he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Mal. This place will be different with that Slays at the helm. I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, in any case. If you're interested in the election, go on. What business? A lot of people have been looking for her. Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia. You might fare better, though, I suppose. Fine. All right.
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own...
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. Just like Diana. A new face. Ave. Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me. Yes, I also had such an encounter. What else? Yes, I understand many. What else? That's true. I know it's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here? And did you happen to catch her? I see. Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. But don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Oh shoot, I forgot about the... Was that guy already dealt with? Whoa. Wait, this is where...
All right, you're here. You were asked... Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Charon. It was C-H-A-R-O-N, as in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change.
Achievement unlocked.
Feels like I've
Bloodless
spent my
Shadow.
whole
Learn the
life
true
in a
identity of the
dead-end
stranger
job
by
with
the
an
river.
endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense.
Well,
all these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always
Pluto is
been
Hades.
Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so... Good question. Let's see. But that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? So, maybe there's something special about the coins. That was my first thought too. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. Each of them is slightly different. Whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or
All
Ovid.
great
But they always involve the
storytellers.
souls of the dead, meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks. to be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described.
Exactly.
And he,
Everybody thinks
she,
it's a he.
They seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood. And I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti. And Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again. No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you. Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it. If we don't want to, we don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on.
Okay, that right there. And Aeneas, sorry, pronunciation. The story of Dante's Inferno. With Virgil, the poet, as his guide. And Sisyphus and Orpheus, I have very little information on. I kind of recognize the stories, but I can't say for sure what exactly happened. And I mean, anybody who's heard of Hercules, if you've watched the movie Hercules, the animated one, that one's pretty easy. So, this will be interesting.
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place, and even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writing. All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason, you may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do. As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit.
Proserpina, maybe that's Persephone.
Those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
So, this is the story of Persephone. She was the goddess of seasons. She would cover the changing the seasons. Hades, god of the underworld, abducted her, dragged her into the underworld, forced her to marry him against her will. She became sad and wept, and Hades, having some heart, would allow her to return above for a certain amount of time so that she could be happy again, at least for some time. So that's the dummies version. There's a lot more to it, but, you know, I'm not completely versed in it.
If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. Truly? And you're only bringing this up now? Then again, I suppose you were worried. Can you tell me more? Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps, if she has indeed been abducted, tell me, has she Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through... Shh! Is everyone so blunt where you're from? That option would be the boldest, but also, as I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god. I'll admit, you do seem different to anyone I've ever met. And even that lamp of yours looks like something Prometheus might have stolen from the gods. So, if you want to who knows? But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who. The problem is, the door has been... I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, if you could recover and replace all... It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great... You'll find them all over Rome. But of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Oh, how interesting.
Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask. It would have had the god's name engraved into it. And there's only one group of people. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god.
Oh
Theirs,
gosh.
of course.
Christians.
They've been
They're
known
blaming
to
it on
start
Christians.
fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them... But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine. I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern. I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. It's a reasonable... And even... All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best... As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight. In any case, may Fortuna guide you. Although...
My goodness. That is one of the most epic looking pools. Did you see that? Swim upriver, in other words. You know, it's so funny that they say that. Isn't this the... Or is it this one? Oh, it's this one. Huh. Never even thought of that. Here's the theater.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this, but it does not say it. Then it is. I thought I saw. I had to tell myself it was true. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he... I will do my best. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. And still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted...
Yep, definitely Pandora's box.
I love your clothes. So Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided. And I hope I'm not. You're not like any. What was that? Some kind of joke? Let's just forget that ever happened. Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw it, I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want any. The one word I kept hearing was vanishing. All right, see ya.
caveat. It's a word I've heard used so often. They usually use it in the context of, you could do this, but there's a caveat. In other words, something you can't do. That explains why they're butterflies. They still follow you no matter what. So I guess there's really no point in doing it. Isn't there a thing of arrows here?
This way.
Isn't that... It is Octavia.
What are you doing here? Please leave. I said please leave. You're trespassing. Salve, friend.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today.
I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're coping. Oh, so soon?
Salve and welcome. Need... Oh, there's not much. All right.
Sorry, I'm still... Was there something you... As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, the golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel. Please, just... Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did. I'm not proud of it, but yes, I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't question it. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black
so she's
eyes.
the snake with the black eyes.
She laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. He locked me in his villa, confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. Only this time, I won't be able to. Honestly, it would have been... I doubt it. It's at least until someone breaks the golden... A lot. But it doesn't matter. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus, he's probably already thrown himself. If so, I'd never be able...
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why. All right, but please... You mean my life story? Oh, well... I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't, cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then... The next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here. Thank you, but to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since. All right. Goodbye.
Feeling all right? That's a shame. Thanks again.
Oh. I was just like, is that Galeris?
Salve. Salve again, friend. I went and did... How is it possible that you've... Oh, come on. I just did as you are. You're toying with me, right? You're a bit like Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Oh. Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the god, he was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached the top, it would roll all the way back down to the bottom, forcing him to start over and over and over. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods. Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Pleiades had... Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this. So, I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted.
Name's Rufius. Sentius. Military. Fine. See you.
What now? Listen, I don't abduct women. They come. You don't know Sturkus. Malleolus, of course. If old man's... Listen, I don't... Whatever. Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go one day, a few weeks back, he comes out and said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in, and hours go by, and he has a... So I go down after him, and hunched over him was something that made my blood... a creature. If it was a man, maybe. More like a Strix, or some Versipelus that feeds on human... What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there. Well, it's your funeral.
It's another... Yeah, it's another peeled statue. How the heck did these things end up down here? Seem to have quite a few contestants down there. Wait a second. No, this can't be. Okay, so no, you need to jump across. Made it. Achievement unlocked. Italian plumber. Enter the upper cistern in an unconventional way. Okay, that's funny, because Rome, Italy. Is this Scintilla?
You! Who are you? Did he send you? Do you know you're here? You have to help me escape before that monster. I'm Scintilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. You have to let me go so we can kill him and take his key. Sentius, my adoptive father. Furies help me. I'll castrate and crucify him. I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either. Behind me, there's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should... The only problem is it's barred by a head... I'm going to take that key from around it. I'm done caring about the Golden Rule. There won't be enough time. There's no time. Wait, did you hear that? Oh, thank you. Now follow... Wait, did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, it's a shame, really. If you'd just done what you'd have been looping through time forever until you gave up and killed yourself. Just like that soft-hearted pleb, Al. Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one loop to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you were a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more
Now
willing
that's what I
to
call a
break
plot
the
twist.
rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I'd have preferred if you'd given me more time to enjoy the trappings of my success. How many extra days did you give me? Just the 4? Not many. But don't worry. I'm sure there'll be another useful idiot who comes along after you're dead. In any case, there's no escape for you except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Better to end it all now than find out what awaits you beyond that portal. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. And as long as this day keeps repeating it, I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely. To cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this, but where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death. By reliving the same day over and over again, forever. And I will continue living long after your dust. Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow? Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. Hey, what's happening to you? That light,
Oh,
it's so
this is the
bright.
paradox.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Well, here I am. Really? I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying. My Latin is kinda rusty, but the last entry mentioned someone with the same name. It described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared in the city out of the shrine of Proser, freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her cap. It said the attack caused golden statues to come up. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger... I didn't for one moment think it was, but the way you say that makes me wonder. I don't understand how you could have been here 2,000... I'm sorry. Let me see that. God, why does this writing look so familiar? I've spent a lifetime in this place. This is... So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time portal, so I never went through it, and that's why I don't remember any of this. I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping that poor woman to escape. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we... I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead, and I'll be there soon.
When I first heard that noise, I was like, is something big coming? Huh? 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 Alright, Charon, you have some explaining to do.
You're back! But... oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered? Ah, I see.
Holy
I thought
shit.
you might. Well, now you know.
Holy crap.
I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy
Kudos
deceiving
to the developers.
Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time. That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead. Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know? As you wish. You were murdered. You made a purchase in a marketplace, and the change you received was, by mistake, a single silver coin of ancient origin. You were seen inspecting it, and soon after, you were set upon by 2 thieves. The shopkeeper who had given you the coin saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours
Al
later.
is the friend?
That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferrymen for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here. That is a question you would have to ask him, if that were still possible, in light of the path you have chosen. I am just his servant, doing his bidding. Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins on you and Al were the last of the 1,000 in existence. There is nobody else to ferry here, nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course. I see no point in keeping you here, but I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. and there was a tablet describing an event 2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her.
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but I want you to know that I will never forget you, or what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius, Sentia, Lucretia, Horatius, Galerius, poor Dooley, and the others. But please understand, their blood is on my hands, not yours. I will live with the consequences of my actions, and all I can do is move forward, trying to show others the same compassion you showed me. I promise you that saving my life will not be for nothing. Scintilla.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Huh. Well, folks, looks like this journey's not over. I tip my hat to you, gentlemen. Well done. And of course to you ladies who also participated in this historic consultants. Very well done. I wonder if I would recognize any of these folks. Sophie Roberts, that name sounds familiar. Holy crap, dude, your name. Apostolos Papageorgiou? Giorgio? I don't know if I ever talked to you. I need to find you out. Dude, love the goatee. Yeah, so she did a couple voices. Christopher Kent, his name sounds familiar also. Dennis Kleinman has obviously done a couple. Beau Marie. To Roger Ringrose, who played Sentius, very well done on your part, man. Alright, moving on. God, that was great. Back into the fray we go. really know where the wailing was coming from. But it makes you wonder, why is there a peeled statue down here? Oh, it's just a statue. I keep forgetting that crap. Jugs. Who are you? Oh, I wonder if that's the person who was ripped apart by the... If that was the, Come on, brain, you can do it. Hannibal. Oh. Gosh, that's a lot. Okay, I think with that, yeah, let's save real quick. With this, I should have enough to... Yeah, that is enough to buy Ulpius and seize freedom. I now have a comfortable amount of arrows. Curious to know if... Father Monkey! Jesus! Asshole! Ugh. Well, that took off a couple hours of life right there. Huh.
What now? When Malleolus wins the election, yeah? This place will... Whatever. So you survived the cistern. Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
How many push-ups do you think you can do? All of them. Okay, I need to do something to trigger the... What other things can I do before... Right. So in other words, you can't help me.
I hope you have a good reason for flouting my weapons ban. Ah, you've returned. Do you have... Of course, what is... Yes?
Which was Decius?
Why do you say that? So I'm told. This is truly atrocious. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Well then, in that case, as magistrate, I hereby declare him an enemy of Rome. I don't believe so, no. It's not a crime. So now you're an expert on Roman law, are you? Listen to me. If ever there was a time to dispense with legal procedure, it would be now. Then perhaps you would prefer the feeling of being responsible. Now is not the time for cowardice in the guise of philosophic. Any way you can. I would think that bow you're... Thank you. Please act quickly before it's too late.
Well, guess I'd better be ready to...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Ouchie.
Salve, friend. Mind telling... Oh, sounds... Yulia. All right, let me see. I'll go.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind. An odd thing to say. Yes.
Salve, friend. Welcome. All right.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what?
That's the idea.
What?
Why do you
I know, please.
I'm sorry, but...
Please, I'll help him. Thank you.
You know? Well, you don't understand. It's too... If I backed out now, I'd... Oh, we're still in debt. Really? Wait. So, you'd do that for us? It seems today... Thank you, friend. Thank you. I'll go and pay off our debts immediately. I just wish there was
Achievement
some way I
unlocked.
could repay you.
Counselor, save Ulpius's life.
But I have nothing but the tunic on my back. I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news.
What you did was extraordinary, and... I'm afraid not. Although, I did want... I don't put a lot of stock in, so if that doesn't work, then I hope it worked. Ah, that's a shame.
Okay. Georges. Okay, so...
Salve again, friend. I went... How is it possible? You're a bit... Sisyphus. Sisyphus was... He was forcing... Tantalus... Oh. Anyway, I don't know which god you... So, I'll tell you what. Anytime, friend. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy.
Shalom.
Shalom, he's Jewish.
You mean where am I from and all that? Judea.
Knew it.
Originally. But when I was a child, I moved to Rome with my family, Romanized my name and spent most of my life in the Jewish district of Trans-Tiberim, across the Tiber from the main city. That's where I was when the fires broke out. Everyone was running toward the river and I, listening to my inner contrarian, ran the other way. Every road leading out of Rome was in chaos, full of people with all their belongings in carts and brigands preying on them. Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by 3 opportunists. So I picked up a branch from the side of the road and went to defend them. I can only assume they got the better of me because the next thing I knew, I was waking up in a forest, by a river not far from here, with no memory of how I got there. It's strange though, because I still had my purse on me. Why would a robber knock me unconscious and throw me in a river, but not take my coins? A lot of good it did me. And that... Well, neither of us have a couple of hours to stand around talking about theology, law, and collective punishment. You remind me of an old story from my people about Hillel the Elder. He was approached by a Gentile and asked to explain the entire Torah while he stood on one foot. Obliging, he replied, "What is hateful to you, do not do to another. That is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. Go and learn." Of course, what I want to know is, what kind of a god sees a young woman abducted and does nothing about it? Not my God. That's for sure. Maybe you don't. Sentius, I suppose. I'd have to be insane to vote for Malio. I don't. Scintilla and I were in love. All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus's villa, I heard a young woman singing. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard. I wasn't allowed out, so once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her. Standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa, I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me and she smiled. I knew at that moment the fates had brought
match
me
made
to
in the
her.
underworld.
And from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew I'd have done anything for her. And so for weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and into her father's garden. We'd hold hands and talk about all the things we'd do once we got out of here. Like having our own vineyard. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was. All I know is she loved me. She'd never have taken her own life. And I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow. Somebody abducted her. My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it. He is without doubt the most evil man I have ever known. I have no idea where he'd be keeping her, but there is one room in his villa, upstairs, which is always locked. I've never seen the inside of it, and I haven't been able to steal a key without breaking the golden rule. But I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow, it would shed light on a great many things. Let me know what you discover.
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's orders.
Eggshells, yes. No more should you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. Yes. My first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of a day of celebration.
You're not supposed to be in here. Talk. What business could you possibly have with me? My marital affairs are no concern. Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. You know, some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind. But wait a minute. Oh, aren't you charming? I'm quite sure my husband would seethe with impotent rage if he overheard you say that. I love it. It seems our interests are aligned. I imagine knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first, I need you to do something for me.
Yes, tit for tat.
I want you to bring me some wine. Just one small urn should do it.
Well, it's a good thing I already found it.
Don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little... So you'll help me? Thank you. Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is. What? He's... Oh no. That's... quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some leverage over him, not to destroy him. Give me that immediately. Nobody else must know. Thank you. Now, I think it's best if you go now.
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes. Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate.
Did you just scale the wall to my villa somehow? Well... Are you insane? Why would I with... I suppose that... So, you're not good. So much work for nothing. Fine. Ruling this. I'll have Domitius notify the priest. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my... Domitius, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I've made a decision to withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform Equitia.
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I just had a change of heart.
Were you on track to be magistrate, sir? All that work, all that money, wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir.
Okay.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner. My friend, your words intrigue. My story? How kind of you to ask. A good question. A very good question indeed. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa. Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am. You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden... I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can... Oh, and if we all end up as golden statues for future generations... Anything you... And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek? My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they? At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek... The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics. He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes science, and besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still... Ah, I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you. Please, let us live the life... Very well, but the magistrate would not... For several months now, I have been sneaking out at night. Each day, I leave offerings of food, in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest, and yet the next day... So I ask, stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn, to see if I could spot a thief going in. But do you know what I saw? Nothing! Nobody entered. And yet when I went to take a look, when I told my friend Kabash of this at the tavern, he offered to help investigate. I do not think you should pursue this, my friend. It would break, but you do not strike me as a kind of...
Ah, so much intrigue.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a... Hey, nothing gets but... Sorry, that was me. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. But I saw enough friends killed or driven away, so I hid who I was for... What was it? But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly. Needless to say, since I'm now living up, my openness didn't go down well among... In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, or at least I thought... it's not just... The strange thing is, I've never really been interested in any of the men here. If I had to guess... Strange bunch. They insist there's only one God, and that
now the whole
he
thing,
considers my
God
nature
hates
as sin.
gays.
Can you believe
Boy,
that?
oh boy,
If there
you
are
know-
any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule. Let's hope so. Well, I'm an architect. Or At least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. That kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place. Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
So, just so you know, I'm away from the screen right now, so I can't see. I'm just grabbing a drink. While this is pushing a certain viewpoint, understand that during the time of Emperor Nero, he was incredibly anti-Christian. To the point of throwing Christians in with the lions and all of that stuff. That is what Emperor Nero was quite well known for. So this whole thing of just saying, oh yeah, Christians burnt down half of Rome, it's like, are you sure? They're saying this Quintius guy, Quinticus, however you want to say it, was responsible for burning down half of Rome, and then also blaming it on the Christians. It's like, so what you're saying is it's possible that, again, tragedy never let a tragedy go to waste. Was that your intentions, developers?
Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell. Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish and farm. Hey, not so loud. Just talking about... I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to fight... You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way. Of course. Some people say it's divine, the work of a god. But, I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, and I'm pretty sure. Good. hope you... The first is to leave. The second... Good question. It's best if I say no more, but... Nice to talk to...
That was enlightening. That Galerius, yep.
Salve.
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. I don't know. I don't remember things so good. Yes, but I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once. But yes. They said I have to live here now. What does it say? My treasure! My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius.
So he has the key to unlock the
priestess
cistern?
lady. She's a nice lady. Hannibal said Galerius already tried that. He said the Majesty. What about the rules? Like Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made... If you help make him magistrate, Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't... Bye-bye. Hello. Do you like it? But... well... Galerius. Like... Yeah, Galerius will let me out. Then you can Bye-bye.
I saw you slide down that rope before. And strange, too, since that... Oh, of course! It's because I already... Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but... Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this... Do you think you could use the device? Oh, thank you. It would help me a lot. All right.
What in the world? I tell you, this game keeps getting stranger and stranger. Okay,
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. Thank God there... So creepy. So you need to start your jump a lot sooner. Oh right, never told you, Obius.
Shalom. Really? I was sure he was hiding something in there. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, the only other place she could be is somewhere in the cistern network. I remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in the upper cistern before he was locked up. So you could ask... All right, friend.
Now you see, I find it funny how after I've already figured out what happens, now all of a sudden I'm getting everything that points me towards Scintilla. Gods be kinder to you than they were to us, stranger. Where is this? Oh, is this Aurelia's place?
Handsome. Oh, you're here. And, I hope you're not like it. How dare you?
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, just as the ocean but it... Say it. Then... I thought I had... He give... I understand. And now we share a secret.
This game has really made things interesting. Ah, scheiße. Back gizzards. Okay, so can't immediately do it right after. Have to build up a little bit of momentum. Holy sh... Okay. That was way too far. Man, once you build up momentum, you get going. Thank goodness there's not, you know, impact damage. Solvable. I can just imagine Galerius standing there going, Salve, friend. I must say, I find it rather amusing watching you use the zipline over and over again. It's rather entertaining. Dang it! Oh, thank you. You know, I just thought, I wonder if it'd be possible to use the golden bow. But I don't think that would help at all. Wait, what the? Whoa. Wait. Dude. That's brutal. Oh, for the love of Pete.
Don't you just love springtime?
Wonderful. Ugh.
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Trying. Right now, I think Fortuna is more laughing at me than smiling at me. Or on me. Oh, come on! That's not fair. I think I need to see if I can grab that thing while I'm in the midst of flying. Wait, what the frig? Wait. If I look straight down, will it actually stop me from going forward?
Don't you just love springtime?
Shut up, Galerius. I don't need to be... Okay, that's the other thing. Settings, controls, bindings. Darn it. Wait, visual style. The frick is Mad Max? Las Vegas. Holy crap, that is... You know what? I'll do it. I'll leave it like this. That is weird. Wait, what the... Why all this... I don't get it. But what I wanted was to see if I could change the sprint function to just... You know what? Actually, instead of that... Yeah, left trigger instead. I just feel like my thumb was gonna have problems if I kept doing this. Son of a biscuit. I know. Goodness gracious, this is... How long have I been at this? I've already been 2 hours. I'm already 2 hours in, plus some change. Maybe I'm wasting too much time trying to look down.
Salve!
Shut up. Do I 1400 again? Yes, I can hear you. A little early, but I think I'm getting it. Figure next few tries should get it. This back and forth right here, this reminds me of Ed, Edd n Eddy. There's an episode where they find a quarter on the ground and a quarter. Yay! I got it. There's a quarter on the ground. He wants to grab the quarter, but the quarter won't come off the ground. So, but each kid in the cul-de-sac finds it and wants to be the one to pull it up. So Double D, he comes up with a solution, which is to give everybody a try.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth
Don't you just love springtime? Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now,
That's quite an impressive...
Brilliant! You did it! This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, what I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, but on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that You mean, aside from her You see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of, even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive. Oh, but at the same time, she's just so... I don't know what to do. Now that I hear you say that out loud, I hear how crazy it is. I think what I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell... What do you say? Do you Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her... Thank you.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta... Oh, how lovely. It just happens to be my... I see. So, it's from Galerius, then? Of course I do. I think everyone in this... That man is a wonderful human, but he is the least subtle secret admirer you could imagine. The way he looks at me with
dude,
those
you're as
puppy
subtle as a
dog eyes.
hurricane.
Plus, he's been trying for weeks to get his hands on this flower. He went to so much effort. He'd just stand there each morning. Tell that adorable oaf that my Vestal's vow of chastity ends once I turn 36. Then... I hope so. Well, Malleolus has withdrawn for some unknown reason. Why do you... Oh, what a good idea. He is a virtuous... All of the male citizens who are willing and able to... That's just... There are some women who can vote. Vestal priestesses like myself. I can't allow the perception that... But if it's any consolation... As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. As you wish. Certainly. See you again.
Dude, you move fast. I know.
Salve. Salve again, my Sisyphean. Oh, and I'm in the running for magistrate. Feeling kind of nervous, but I'm hoping it'll all be worth it. Now, what? Thanks. Venus, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life. Oh, I wish there was something. All I can do is tell you where there's a secret stash of coins you might be interested
unlocked. In. Matchmaker. Use photo mode? I didn't use photo mode.
Thank you, friend. But I'd feel bad. In the rock tunnel, near the stairs, there's a little doorway set into the rock. Inside, if you look carefully, you can see a Unfortunately, one of those golden huntress statues. If you can figure out how to get past it, I reckon there might... I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. But from what I hear, Malleolus... And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll... He did? Oh, that was... I'll let Equitia know. All right, friend.
Break the cycle. Seriously, I'm in Deathloop again. This is so funny. Okay, what am I currently...
Ave again. Did you find... It must be completed by dusk. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent... Why do you up? I'm responsible for a... Certain. See you again.
Okay, so I need to...
Fortune smile on you, brother.
I need to talk to people.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the... Hello there, friend. May I say? Are you well, stranger? Sentius, I suppose. Yeah? And certainly, for a few thousand dinar. Nothing illegal about it? Well, that's a shame. Very well. Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Shiny.
Salve and welcome. All right.
I forgot. Woman can't vote. Woman.
You look well, my sartorial.
Hey, my friend.
Ah, that... Galerius. Did you know he saved the life of my young friend Fabian? But of course... I hope that...
Okay,
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Was there something you want? All right.
Shalom. Sentius, I suppose. I'd have to be insane to vote for Galerius, the farmer. All right, friend.
What now? Whatever.
okay, so we've got...
Ave. We're finally alone. A curious name.
Keep an eye out for
Comanche.
Sentius.
Now you're... We have... I must... Is that about... You broke it. Well, it seems you look, it's unfortunate. But now, I assume... You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the... Perhaps you're not aware he was caught. Look, I can see where you're going with this. It was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law of the... Here, we see to it that he has food. The man has no self... I will not jeopardize... Thank you.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you? What is it, citizen? Not that it's any of your business. All right?
I'm trying to think who else there are for males. So far, I feel like Galerius has no chance.
Welcome.
Oh, right.
Sometimes I stare at the great temple. Welcome back. Well, Cynthius seems to know what he's doing. My vote isn't for Nice to talk to.
Well, if anything, I can always change it. Or repeat.
Ave again. Did you find what... It'll be between... Why do you up? As I said. Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant... Very well.
Salve.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate. Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
Sentius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made
Isn't
your
it a
decision.
tie?
But it seems we have a draw. In the absence of a clear consensus, Sentius shall continue as acting magistrate until a new election is held, 1 month
Son
from
of a
today.
bitch.
My fellow citizens, today you have sent me a message, and I want you to know I have heard it loud and clear. I vow to spend the next month winning back your trust.
Oh, please
Thank
tell me
you
these
for
two
this
vote for
opportunity,
Galerius.
And may the gods watch over you.
You, the new arrival, whatever your name is. You're responsible for this, aren't you? Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
Shut up and let the magistrate speak.
Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Wait, I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is, a children's fable exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, sounds sick. Yulia. Poor guy. All right, let me see. What? Are you? You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll go. But what?
Okay, so turns out I actually need to throw together some money to buy the one guy's
You,
boat.
Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always, just as the ocean, but it does. Say it. Then I had to, he give, and now.
Wow, isn't that a big long bow? Ah, you're here. And, you're not... Oh, I see. You prefer the company? I take back what... Let's just forget that ever happened. So we... Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, I remember because they... The one word I kept hearing. All right.
So what does that put me at? Best one way to go. I need to go back into that cistern, get that gold. Oh, it's hey, look, Charon's boat. Well, at least I know that 100 or 99 is not the limit. Oh, right. I actually remember this because I actually used to go to a Christian school. I can't remember what it means though. Huh, interesting how you carved a fish onto the... Again with all of that. Achievement unlocked, Underworld Explorer. Discovering underworld icons, Sisyphus, Tantalus. Oh, the guy with the wheel. The guy who was underwater trying to pluck the fruit. The guy who was pushing the boulder. So that's what that all meant. All of these were symbols of... Wow. Man. Okay. Making progress. I have to go all the way over to the other end to get the... get that one chest that has money in it. And then there's the gold down in the lake. I could go into the palace. That would take me a while to get through all that. I need to go into the cistern to grab that one. Alright.
Be careful who you trust. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Was there something you want? All right. That puts me to getting closer. Yeah. Oh.
Aw. A latrine. So this is where you pooped? Yeah, and then you wipe your butt with that. Always remember they're watching. So semper means always. What? Oh, we're back here. I forgot to...
Hello? Hello? My friend Hannibal used to look after. He said, if anything, he gave me all I remember. Now nobody looks. Bye-bye.
Almost have enough that I think, yeah, once I grab the I just need to get the thing at the bottom. Or first. Goodness, I have so many arrows. Why are none of these arrows hitting? You're telling me you can... Oh!
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not? Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Well, it's your...
There we go.
So you survived the cistern. Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's orders.
A new face, are they? It must be. It'll be between. Why do you ask? Certainly. See you again.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff. Hello there, friend. May I say? Well, I'll take your word for it. But perhaps you'd be interested in selling it. Now you're talking, I'm interested. How about 100? Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? It's not the... All right. But I'm going to need you to tell me before I pay. Wait. Let's not be too happy. I suppose you're right. Here's your money. Now, the location of that bow. What? But I already knew that, you imbecile. I can't take that golden bow because stealing from... You promised to tell me where I could get... What is this? Don't even talk. Don't even talk to me.
Well, I think I just screwed things up. How do I keep doing this? Seriously.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff. I bet.
Shiny.
This is what I get for being smart. It just bites me in the ass.
Ave again. It must be it'll be... Why do you ask? As I said, I'm planning to hold it... Very well.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
What's up here? Oh.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
Sentius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. But it seems we have a draw. In the absence of a clear consensus, Sentius shall continue as acting magistrate until a new election is held, 1 month from today.
My fellow citizens, today you have sent me a message, and I want you to know I have heard it loud and clear. I vow to spend the next month winning back your trust. Thank you for this opportunity, and may the gods watch over you.
You and your rival, whatever your name is, you're responsible for this, aren't you? Nobody likes Kappa Murde foreigners interfering in an election.
Shut up and let the magistrate speak.
Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Wait, I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Note to self. You cannot stop him.
Salve, friend. Oh. Yulia. All right, What? I'll go.
Ixion turned just as the... But it... Say... Then... I had to tell... I would be the... and now we share...
So this is what he was talking about.
I don't understand. How did... Never mind. Thank you so much for...
Hello there, friend. May I say, that is
The frig just happened?
are you well? Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. Certainly. Very well.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
Thank God. Finally, some relief after all this time. You're a good man, Galerius.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
In the meantime, I'm gonna grab
What now?
I have a message from Malleolus.
I'll admit, I completely forgot about that.
Thank you.
Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
Already did.
Good. You be...
Okay, now that that's taken care of.
We're free. Malleolus just released us and we never have to set foot in that villa again.
What? How?
A golden
Galerius
bowl,
arranged it somehow.
just like Apollo
Really?
and Diana's.
That's incredible.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff. Hello there, friend. May I say? Malleolus. I mean, Sentius could... Certainly. Very well.
Nitius, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I've made a decision to withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform Equitia.
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I've just had a change of heart.
Are you on track to be magistrate, sir? All that work, all that money, wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Priestess, Malleolus has decided to withdraw from the election.
Oh, well, that's surprising. But thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know. Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius. That's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Salve again, friend. How is it? You're a Sisyphus was a Greek king. He was forcing him. Anyway, so now I'm going to keep your secret.
Where should she go?
Salve. Hello there, friend. Sentius, I suppose. Yeah? Certainly. Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything? Very well.
She's not in here yet. I've still got over 3,000.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Who the friggity frig is she? Need to get this guy freed. Where's that priestess? Where'd she go?
I hope you're coping.
Isn't the great temple majestic? A new face. Oh my. Let's see. We don't have much to go on. Her sis and so it May 4th. Ave again. Did you find what you need? It must be completed. It'll be... Why do you... As I said... Very well.
Citizens, it is time. Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Galerius.
Virgil.
Sentius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Okay, the priestess just vanished.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Achievement unlocked. Liberator. Have Dooley released from his cell.
Hello? Oh, thank you. You can have my shop, and maybe you can help my friend Hannibal used to look up. But before that, he gave me a key to the cisterns. Please help me find it. Oh, thank you. Hope you find it. In the cisterns. Oh, look over there. Maybe it is treasure. I can see it for myself. So pretty. And it's just lying out here. Maybe nobody wants it anymore. Maybe no one will mind if I just...
No.
Don't you dare.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, thank goodness. So, I just have to find him once. Folks, I think I'm going to call that. It's already almost it's more than 3 hours, so I think that's good enough for tonight. Thanks for following along. You know the drill. I upload my videos to my YouTube channel, same as my gamer tag. Feel free to leave a like, leave a comment. If you wish to stay up to date on future releases, please hit that subscribe button. I'm Jade Psycho Mamba. See y'all next time.